Morning viewers, you're welcome to Development Corridor. And with me today is Mr. Seyi Ogunleke.
Yeah.
So our beautiful guest today. You know, so your own pass handsome.
You know, when it pass handsome, it goes to beauty.
Good to have you. I appreciate.
All right, he's a Nigerian creative, as an entrepreneur, and he's a youth as well. So one of the best persons to handle this topic with us. And as usual, I have my unfriendly friend here.
But I will friend you this time.
Okay, all right, so let's get at it. Mr. Seyi,
Sir.
in Nigeria, we pride ourselves of being resourceful, of being tough all over the world. Anywhere we get to, they recognize us quickly because we're always working hard, we're always making it. In short, we always make some kind of difference.
Yeah.
You know, it's been with us for years and decades.
Yes.
But it appears that is shifting, the energy is shifting from really working hard to get those things into different kind of vices, probably just to make money quickly. You know, but before we get into that, can you give us an idea when you hear quick money, get rich quick syndrome, quick money syndrome? Well, what does it mean?
You know, when you actually said something about this topic, I was really glad because if you look at our society at the moment, a lot of people just want to get a quick money.
Yes.
And it's being piloted by a lot of points or a lot of problems in the society. Number one problem I would say is, if you look at our politicians very well, what they do there, you just take their own money. So youth nowadays are looking at, okay, if I quickly can get this quick money, I can actually tap on it too.
That's right.
That's one. Then two, if you look at the kind of content the celebrities are actually pushing out there, they are not showing what is going on back there. But what they are showing is, you know what, I just buy this car. They are not showing the process, how they have that car. That's one. Some people today, they will just have like 5 content. They will say they bought a house. So those things are actually making the youth to look at it, pay almost. So if these people can achieve this thing, there's a quick money somewhere too that can actually tap in and get it done. So those things actually, you know, contribute to a lot of things in the society.
Yeah. Okay. We have to look at our economy in general as Nigerians. You know, you realize that it's beginning to shift from looking at an example, like you're saying, looking at a corrupt senator, looking at a corrupt governor, or a celebrity who is falsifying the source of income, and other, maybe, you know, they always say, oh, somebody bought a car for the girl she all this kind of stuff. But this is beginning to shift into the mindset of the youth, such that even though there is nobody to look at, they've made up their mind that I have to get at it quickly. So how are we going to be able to disconnect this mindset from the people?
Okay, you know, in my program, what I talk about most is mindset. You have, number one, the youth have to change their mindset, because I believe that something that is quick to get is quicker to lose.
That's right.
That's to me. So now, if you are talking about the youth to shift their mindset, it means that the government is supposed to put some primary things in places. That's one. But that doesn't justify that you have to do something bad to get something done.
That's right.
Do you understand? I'm just saying that as an example. But at the same time, you know, the youth nowadays, we look at ourselves in a way that if you are getting something done and I'm not getting it done, oh, how can I quickly get this thing done? Because our peer group influence us. That's number one thing. We're supposed to make our peer group to influence us. What's this person doing right that I'm doing wrong?
Rather than picking on the
wrong side. So if you see someone that is progressing, check the person very well. What's that person doing right? That is putting this person in the limelight. Oh, okay, I can actually do it this way. I can actually do it this way. And at the same time, we need to learn skills. Skills is very, very important. When I say skills, it's very, very important. Study yourself. Some people, for example, let me say maybe they are good in arts, and your friend is have a barbing salon. If you go to that business, you will lose. You will not make it through that place.
That's right.
Because your own way that you are very, very good is into arts. So study yourself, focus on it, and you can get it done. And at the same time, you know, in Nigeria, we don't read. When you read, that's power. It gives you more knowledge. It exposes your art to a lot of certain things that you can do. For example, I have some friends that they trade and they're making money.
Yeah.
Why? Because they go to a right source to learn and get it done in the rightful way. Skills. So once you have put those things in place, believe me, even if your friend is doing something better than you,
it's not going to
believe. Yeah, you believe. Okay, this is what I'm doing too. And then it doesn't come like 1 year.
Yeah.
Give yourself 5, 10 years and see the result if it's going to happen.
Excellent. This time gestation period, time that it takes any fruit or any seed you sow, to germinate, grow, water, and start reaping the fruit.
Yeah.
The youth appears to have discarded this time and they have thrown it away. You talked about government officials not doing what they should do, being a wrong example. And let's go into the social media you talked about a little. These influencers, these people buying G-Wagon, putting on the net. Oh, I started a hustle just last year. In 3 months, 4 months, I've got this and I've got that. Is it really, because I remember government at some point had said, oh, these are the people influencing the youth in the wrong path. Yeah. Do you think these influencers has a share of blame on this? Yeah,
they actually carry a huge responsibilities. Because there's no how, you can't just be painting your success alone. Let people understand your story.
That's right.
Where are you coming from? Where are you at the moment? And your focus where you are going to. Because, for example, now let me say I'm influencer, and for example, I'm a celebrity, for example.
Yeah.
There's no how. There are some fans that will be influenced the way I dress, the way I speak, even sometimes the way I eat.
That's right.
Because they want to say, I love this person, I just want to do the way this person is doing. So now, if you're not painting in a way that I'm not showing my progress, the only thing I'm showing is results. It's actually giving those people another idea.
All about results.
Yeah, another idea. Why come this man just, he came out not like last month. He has a house, he has a car,
so
he has a wife.
So
he's doing well.
I'm not doing well.
And he said, I'm not doing well, so what can I do too? So if those thoughts come to your mindset, it has scattered it already.
Okay, so let me. Go ahead.
So the celebrity have a huge role. So if, for example, let me say I buy a G-Wagon tomorrow and I want to post it out. On a norm, if you buy a G-Wagon, why do you post it out? To be honest, why will you? Because to me, it's not. It's only in Nigeria they do all these things.
Yes.
In overseas, nobody will buy Bentley tomorrow and say and be posting. Like it's your personal achievement. So what are you putting out there for the people watching you? You didn't show their progress. Now you are showing them the result alone. I bought a house, I put it out there. For what? For them to say thank you and clap for you. For what?
For them to know that you are
it's your house.
And
some people will put it, this is not to be sexy about it or gender bias about it. Some ladies will post and say, I did this house with my own money. Which person's money are you supposed to use to do?
This how this thing baffles me a lot, because if you look at these people that have been acting film for a long period of time, Iya Rainbow, Jide Kosoko, all those kind of people,
yes,
they are okay, right?
Yes.
But you can never see them posting all these things out.
Yes.
So it means that they want to teach the young one that, you know what, there's home
time.
here. Yeah, take time. But there's home here, you can get it done as well. But now someone that just act like 2-3 movie, you don't buy one big house, you don't buy G-Wagon. Posting out there for who? For me and you to come and live inside. It's wrong.
Demonstration of
it's wrong. If you want to do it something like that, let's say you want to encourage people. Come to maybe a radio show or a podcast, or carry your phone the way you've been doing it. Oh man, it has been a long time. I understand. I remember when I started Kinikon a year ago. This is my first video. Let's see people see your progress.
Yes.
If they can see your progress, this is actually being
various milestones.
Of course. So from then they can learn from you. But you posting only your result it's affecting people differently. That's it.
Okay, Kingsley, it's
okay,
like you have a question.
What I just have, we've spoken a lot off camera, and somehow your story resonates with how I grew up as well. Most of the time, people thought we grew up being on this mic, or driving the car you are driving today. I wanted to give us, because I know you're a serial entrepreneur, and you're into a lot of other things. I wanted to give us a background story of how.
Okay, short story. Okay. Yeah. When I finished my secondary school, then one of my friends just told me, actually, I'm at university. I said, she was in a university down this. Let's go and hustle first. So I enter Computer Village. I hustle well. Then after Computer Village, one of my brother's friends now said, you know what? I see your zeal. So can you do something like airport or something?
But your parents, did they help you to set up?
My parents? Oh, give me. I'm a kind of person that I grew up in a way that you just have to hustle before you eat. like you have to hustle before you eat. Sell something before the money will come and get it done. That's where I live. Even if possible, sell mango, sell firewood. That's the way I grew up. But as time goes on, one thing about that's why it's actually good to have a good parent.
Yes.
Because they will, even if there's no money, they will still channel your path in a rightful way.
That's right.
You can get this thing done. Just believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, develop your skills and you get it done. So as I was saying, so after my secondary school, I went to Computer Village. I worked for like, I think 2 years. Then after that, one of my brother friends said, you know what, come and go to aviation school. That's ticketing officer in that line. So I did that for like a year. Then after a year, I got a job at the airport in Lagos then.
Yeah.
Then I did the job for like, I think like 2 years. After 2 years, so my other brother said, you know what, I think school is the key. Come and try your JAMB. I write JAMB. I was lucky. I was admitted to University of Ilorin, which I studied History and International Studies.
Yeah.
So when I was in school, I started thinking that, okay, Sheyi, after school, because if you look at the educational sector, it's not even paving way for you. It just be like, say, you just go to school, have the certificate, drop it at home, or you're back to the streets. So what can you do for yourself? So I started like, you know what, let me learn something like barbing, maybe because one of my friends actually have a barbing salon.
Yeah.
So let me be going to that guy's shop and see the way he's doing it. But at the same time, I'm like, no, Sheyi, this is not what I want. What did I actually want? So after my school, let me just cut the story short. After my school, during my NYSC, I learned how to produce custard, which I collect the CAC, I collect CM, I collect everything I needed. So I have to go to NAFDAC. NAFDAC gave me one kind of the list.
Don't mention it. Don't go there.
The list. So when I saw the list, I was like, that one already running down for them. Like, oh, this thing can't be done. So I have to like, I've been praying like, God, please, I don't want to go back to my parents' house. My own aim is I just want to go to Abuja.
Yeah.
I've been saying that even since my secondary school that I just want to base my life in Abuja. So after that, one of my friends, my whole time friend just called me from Uber. What's up? He said he wants to set up a company in Abuja and it's from US. Do you have interest? Again, they ask person that kind of thing. They ask person, before you know it, the guy just sent me the number, then the man called me and said, this is what is going on. I work with CKGM. Is this something you would love to do? I was like, 100%. So he asked me, where do you want us to base? I said, anywhere you want to. Well, my daddy has a house in Lagos, and this Lagos thing.
Again,
where I know one go. So he was like, hey, what do you tell? I was like, sir, for your kind of person, be like saying Abuja will make sense. It was like, okay, Sheyi, let's get this done. So I came to Abuja, but the business he wanted to do doesn't work because like he had a lot of things doing at the moment.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't work. Yeah, how do you want to do your life, man? Yeah. So the guy that took me from the airport to the hotel, I just called the guy, how are you going to do this thing? I need car. I want to jump on Uber. The guy's like, bros, are you okay? And if you see me, you think that this guy now what kind of so I was like, I want to jump on Uber. I said, really? I said, please. So the guy got me a car. I started Uber. Through that Uber, what I did is I went to what do they call this? Is it NC? This place they are doing printing and this thing.
Area 10.
They are doing printing. Okay. I got my cards and the likes. So anybody I carry, sir, if you want to wash clothes, if you want to do laundry, anything, don't worry. I'm good at it. Yeah, UTC. I'm good at this. My card, sir. So I'm started giving people my card and the likes. So there was a day, one man just called me that Sheyi, this one that you've been. So hey, there was a day, one man booked me to airport. I carried this man. So on getting to this man's house, the man said, Sheyi, I'm not using your car, please. Just go up. You see my wife, tell my wife to give you one of my car keys. I said, stop. So he gave me the car. I drove the man to the airport. I returned the car to the house. The man didn't pay me. He said, I will do what I'll send your money. You know how this
yeah.
I'll send your money. Then after like 2 weeks, he called me again. I said, please, sorry, I've not sent your money, but I want you to help me to pick my wife to the airport. I said, this man never
not pay me.
Make I go pick your wife again. On getting there, the woman said, I'm not also using your car. Please use our own car to pick me. I said, okay, no problem.
They trusted you that much.
Yes. I don't know how that thing happened.
Yeah.
So I carried the woman again then to the airport. Then after like a month, the man just called me. Sheyi, sorry, I've not even sent your money. Can you please send me your account? I sent my account. The man sent me like 1 million. I said, what's
going on?
What's going on? I said, okay, let's start from here. So gradually, the man now said, Sheyi, you know what?
That means you just carried them twice.
Yeah, just twice.
And you were patient enough. You're not.
I didn't call him. I'm telling you, I didn't call him. Because, because the question, even if I want,
you are not
my brother,
you are not transactional.
Even if I want to call him, where is the phone number?
you know this.
But one thing
teaches us about faith.
Yeah.
But one thing about me is, what I used to do most is, even whatever I'm doing, I don't put money first. Because immediately you put money first,
you're gonna miss it.
you lose value.
In fact, I think you have to say that again.
Yes.
Because I think that's where we are right now.
Right.
A lot of other, like you said, transactional.
Yeah,
Transactional.
you lose value.
You summarize your words.
Yes.
I'm telling you lose value. And what about me is, I'd rather keep my value than to lose it.
That's right.
Respect me, I will respect you. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. I don't need to tell you. So after that, the man sent me money. After that, the man said, "Ashay, please."
Wait, how much again? Say, name it.
He gave me 1 million naira.
1 million.
1 million. And that time I was still driving another person's car. I'm still driving another person's car. So immediately when he gave me the 1 million, I just called my boss that is in US. That's sir, someone just dashed me 1 million. I want to invest this money. How can I do it? Actually, that's why CQGM is there now. At least I've been putting you through little by little. Go into CQGM, invest it there, and I will just be telling you what to do daily basis. I was like, please, let's get it done. And that 1 million that time is, I think, like maybe is it $600 or $700, something like that.
Okay.
So then after I invest that money, little by little, $10, $20, $30 is coming in, and I'm still doing my boat. Then there was a day that one man called me and said, "Shay, I have a laundry place. Is it something we love to manage?" I said, "Me, where I don't wash clothes since how many years ago?" I don't go manage. So those are just the.
So there was no job that was too small or too you were too big for the job.
What people don't understand is this: it doesn't mean that because you are a graduate, you now say, "I'm a graduate now. I can't do that kind of thing." How much you go take?
No, I keep telling you, the graduate who is not productive, you actually.
Of course, because the only place you can see people is when people are seeing your progress.
That's right.
What are you doing for yourself? And they see the zeal in you that, oh, this guy actually have a zeal in him, that something is driving him to do more for himself, but he doesn't have that capacity
to do
more, but he's doing it. For example, if I'm working with you, sir, I'll work with you like it's my own, and that's another thing youth are lacking. Once it's not their own, believe me, okay, let me just collect my salary, let me go.
It's just about salary for them,
which is very, very wrong, because there's no how. If I'm working with you, I'm learning some skills. But if I'm doing it nonchalantly, like, I don't care, let me just give my salary. If my own come too, that zeal again will affect it. Because you have not been practicing it. Right. Because I believe that things that you are practicing is something that is in you already. You can't change it. But meanwhile, I'm just working for this person, pay my salary, let me go. Youth are lacking in that aspect a lot, and youth want something that will just come now. It's not a frame trick.
No, but you notice also that let's not deny that.
Okay.
In our nation in particular, the environment is harsh.
Yes.
There is harsh economic realities,
yes,
particularly at this time. So these youths are trying to hustle. Almost everybody in Nigeria now are survivalists.
Yeah.
People hustle with survivor mentality.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you see them becoming desperate in some form.
Yeah.
How do they balance this survivalist mentality and patience to allow their fruit germinate, grow up, and yield?
You know, I used to say something like, you can be ambitious without being reckless. What I mean by that is this. Fine, I want to get something done. The environment is not allowing me to do it, right? Start. How can I put it?
Yeah.
Start something. Okay, let me cite an example for you, sir.
Yeah.
Look at people on the road that are selling granuts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The same granite they are selling it in supermarkets. Right? People that are selling it on the road, they are selling it for maybe 1K or 1.2. I don't know the price. But in supermarket, they are selling it for 5,000, 6,000. So some people would think, say, okay, if I carry this granite, I'll just put my label. I'll sell it to supermarket for 4,000 or 5,000. I've made gain more than the supermarket and more than the person that is doing it. So what do you do there? Think.
So they become like a middleman.
Yes. Once you can solve a problem in the society, you are rich already.
Yeah.
Okay, so being wealthy means solving a problem.
Of course, if you look at people that have money, go and check them very well. What are they doing? They'll just look at a problem, a big problem in the society. They'll just solve it. You'll be rich.
So at the end of the day, it's not about like we have it now, Yahoo,
Okay.
or they say it's blood money,
Okay.
or they are cutting,
Yahoo Plus.
they are cutting Yahoo Plus,
Okay.
cutting body parts
Okay.
and doing all that.
Okay.
So you are telling the youth that if you can solve a problem,
Of course.
if you can solve a problem,
Of course.
you can be wealthy. You're already wealthy.
People need to understand that anything quicker, I used to tell people, anything quick, you can lose it in 1 second. And now, what people don't understand is this. For example, let's say you have like 100 million. I have arrived now, you're spending that money now. Immediately that money finish,
It's gone.
you can't rise to that place. It's gone.
You know, just to put it somewhere where this morning discussing about how come all these former government officials, they always go broke immediately they leave office or things like that.
Okay.
I say because they won lottery.
Yes. Yes.
They didn't create the money.
Of course.
And that is why you see when they were in government, they have G-Wagon park all over, this park all over. How do we go to this cultural change to educate our youth? It's not easy. The temptations are there.
Yeah.
Influencers, government officials, this and that. How do we go to the cultural change that with time they will get whatever they will get? They need to get.
You know, if you look at the educational sector very well, it isn't primitive. I can call it that way.
Okay.
It's outdated.
Okay.
Why I'm saying that it's outdated is this. Any theory they are teaching you in class, if they bring everybody here back to school, things they taught us when we were in class, nobody could even have the. Right?
Yeah.
But if you look at this very well, why can't we go to something like we call technical school? I used to say that. Because there's no how, if anything that you train or they train you on, you can never forget.
No, it's part of you.
And immediately you are coming out, you don't want to work under anybody. You want to stand alone.
You want to do something.
Which means you have to hire people to work with you. So what are you creating? Employment, right?
Yeah.
But people nowadays, fine, that's why the education is affecting, but the people too is affecting themselves. Number one, education is not meant for everybody.
Yeah. The conventional.
It doesn't mean
Or the university education.
university education, that's what I mean.
Conventional
University
education.
education is not meant for everybody. It doesn't mean that because my brother, my sisters, my uncles are going to school, I have to jump to school too. Why can't I learn a skills? Okay, let me cite an example for you. When I was in school, one of my friends, he called me after our NYC. He said, "Shay, guess what? Do you know every time I'm leaving home, I'm going to school, there's one of their friends that they finish the secondary school, that one will be going to tailor, is learning tailor. Do you know now I'm under that guy learning how to sew clothes? Someone that went to University of Ilorin.
Yeah.
Now it's under the person that has been learning tailor. Now it's under him to learn how to sew clothes. That the guy have almost like for something people that is working under him.
Yes.
So anytime you guys just say, wake up by 2. Are you guys in the office? Okay, let me just come and check you people. What has it created? Employment.
But basic education is very important.
But
the
now,
basic one.
how do you kind of what dangers are we going to be seeing in the society when the youth choose all these skills you've been talking about, tailoring, repair of things, they choose this quicker route, either defraud people or kidnap people, hold them at ransom. In Abuja, what's it called? One chance. One chance. They will pick you in the evening as pretending to be cab drivers. Take you to a known location, force you to wire your money elsewhere, and you have this. Is it an epidemic? Almost all the states of Nigeria.
Yes.
What dangers are we facing that the youth are not ready to do labor work? They are not ready to do skill work. They are not ready, but they just want to get this money now by all means, crime, Yahoo, whatever.
I think number one, you have to start from our government first, because I will list it very well. You have to start from our government. Why I say have to start from our government is this: the government has to do things that youth will see and have hope that this thing can actually get better.
Yeah.
That's number one. Then number two, I mentioned it earlier that the content the celebrities are putting out there is affecting them. So those people too need to change and show them the process on how they are getting it done.
Yeah.
Right? Then number three is about education. When I'm telling you education, I mean home education now, where your parents give you some kind of basic things about life, like the way my parents gave to me. I appreciate them for that.
I was going to come to that point. Go ahead.
So I appreciate them for that.
We'll go home.
They need to, nowadays, Parents don't even have time for their kids anymore, which is affecting them. Imagine you sit your brother down, oh, this thing is not done this way, it's done this way, take this route, take this thing, but nobody is there to even pilot them in that way. Now, let's now say that everything are even scattered. They are doing it. Okay, how can we channel these people to a rightful way? That's another question, right? Okay, how we can channel to a rightful way is, number one, you have to believe in yourself. Youth don't believe in themselves. You have to believe in yourself. That's number one. What I say by believe in yourself is believe in your capability, what you can do.
Yeah.
Because if you don't believe in yourself, there's no how you have this kind of this guy is doing this thing. No, means I want to do it. Or how will I get it done? That you are making another person believe to come to your thought. Then two, learn skills. Learn skills. Read books because it enhances your brain. Anything that can enhance your brain, that's where you're supposed to be seeing yourself. Not all these petty things on the street. Once you read, there's no anybody that check it very well, anybody that read in this life doesn't go astray. So learn skills. Check yourself. What can I do? Okay, I have skills in talking. Go into the media. Oh, I have skills in building. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So those kind of things will pave way for you to have a lasting source of income.
Okay, let me ask a question. The impact of social media on Nigerian youths, negatively and positively, because there's this impact.
Yes.
You find out that a lot of youths now spend a lot of their time on social media,
Yes.
and most of the time watching rubbish that don't impact their lives.
Yeah.
They are thinking the way it is hook, line and sinker on social media.
Yeah.
That's the way their life is.
Yeah.
But it's not. They've tried it. It doesn't work. And the social media keep telling them this is how it works.
Okay.
How can they use social media for a positive impact in their life? Because a lot of us are addicted to social media now.
Number one thing I would say is mindset towards something. I can see something like this now, and I have a mindset of how to get something good out of what I'm saying. That's number one. But now that, let's now say that, most of the things that in social media is even bad, for example, right? Who are those people that is making those things bad? They're the ones that are supposed to correct those narratives, right? Okay, now, like I said earlier, I said our content creators in Nigeria, the only thing they show is the result. They are not showing their progress. So now imagine that there's the progress there before the result. People will learn from it, right? Okay, now, maybe they are doing, someone bought a car now, for example. This guy buy a car. The first that's supposed to come to my mind is, you have to have more source of income. I can have more source of income. I have to create to get that thing done. That's my own belief, right? Another person will say, this guy buy a car. How does he buy it? I have to maybe go and kidnap someone now. So is your mindset, that's number one thing that comes to your mind when you see something on social media.
Okay, let's get to this way. Essentially, in the youth are still like work in progress because they are growing. You know, they occupy that medium part of human growth spectrum. You can't remove issues of reward. You can't remove issues of punishment. You can't remove issues of mentorship and things like that in building the youth to be what they want to be. You realize that you've pointed at government before. You realize that our government agencies, we have the police, that there are cases where a Yahoo boy who hire 10 police officers to be following him, or things like that. Maybe he's doing an event during Christmas or things like that. You just pay them. I was going to ask, how will government come in to ensure that the government architecture for law enforcement should be strictly directed to law enforcement?
Yes.
That's one. And two, that law enforcement officers themselves are not as corrupt, in quotes. They are also not driven by this world where they will just see an innocent boy driving his father's car. They will tell them, open your phone. Because the best I know, you need a court order to open anybody's phone. Open your phone, harass the boy, and, fleece money out of him. And those are the people that are supposed to build the society. How do we?
I will give you three answers to that. Number one thing I will give you is, if government, the police parastatal need to be reformed. What I mean by that is this. There is no how someone that finished secondary school to an extent doesn't have a dignity. Let me put it that way. But if someone that finished maybe like Federal College of Education, they should hire people from that aspect from. Because the reason is this. Imagine I feel like federal college of education. I will have some kind of level of dignity. That level of dignity will not make me come and meet you as a police officer and say, give me 100 naira now. Do you understand? That's number one. Then number two is the government needs to take care of these people. Their salary is very, very minimal. Someone that have 5 kids and a wife, and you're paying the person 30,000, and you give the person a gun. What are you expecting the person to do? To kill himself when he's hungry? And once you are hungry, believe me, you can do anything for money.
You want to survive.
Yeah, you just want to survive. So you need to increase these people's salary. They need to be taken care of. You can see overseas now. You can see how their military, paramilitary, how they are living. Even from their uniform, you know that these people are living well. Yeah. But if you look at our police officers, even some you see their clothes being tear, and you give those kind of people a gun to be protecting people. Then another thing is, you mentioned someone that maybe someone that just have wealth from unknown source.
Yeah.
I am police officer. When they are hungry, and the guy said, okay, don't worry, I'll give you 2 million. My brother, they will take it. They will. They can't go hunger. They will. But what I'm trying to say is, number one, there must be a dignity when it comes to police officer. The rank must start from nothing less than federal college of education. Because once that one starts, a recruit that doesn't is someone that is very, how can I put it? That is very feeble. You see that you will be drinking, carrying gun. But there is no how in this life, if you are little bit have a power of education, you won't be doing those things. So the reform has to put in place, police officer has to start from federal college of education, not like primary 6. Primary 6, someone, okay, for example now, someone that finished primary 6, don't even know people that thief in the thief for all in life. He just go get one training for 5 months, also come and do the police officer. That thing will not leave that person. That person will continue where he stopped.
Nigerian youth are caught in the middle, no doubt, because the generation before these youths actually benefited from a better Nigeria. It's sad that we are going there. We should be progressing, but obviously it appears things are not really moving forward as we expected it to be. These youths, we can't hold them and try for us not to share a blame, you know, the parents and things like that. So let's go back to the home that we talked about the last time. What are the duties of parents in ensuring that this get-rich-quick syndrome is not in their home? Home is the best place you can control anything.
Absolutely.
You know, you sent your son to school, to a 300 level engineering student, a 300 level accounting student, who is rather than focus on his study, he's been busy with Yahoo all through the times in school. You know, for most of the times they live in a hotel with other female students. Your female child will come home with iPhone 16 Pro.
You not
Pro Max.
You not ask.
You won't ask this. Where did you get this from? Your son will come with Lexus. There is particular one, the 350. Your son will come home
or GLK
or GLK. Come home with GLK 350. You know, and you don't even ask. What are the rule of what are parents do? Are parents not damaging these kids?
Number one thing I used to tell people, because I'm parent as well. I have a wife and a son. You know. So what I used to tell parents is, number one, you have to close to your children. Like, give your children a way that they can talk to you anytime, any day, and you will not condemn them. That's number one thing. Because what I'm saying that is this. My dad and my mom, they make us free to them. Like, I can tell my mom anything and my dad anything in this life. When I mean anything, and I will not get judged. The only thing we say, Shay, you don't do it that way. I can. Okay, this is why I'm telling you that I can tell my parents anything. When I was in GS2, I told my dad, I saw one of my guys just draw tattoo. I would love to draw tattoo. Do you know what he told me? He said, Shay, do you think you need it now? You don't need it now. You can do this maybe later. Maybe after your university or something.
I know that because, you would have been
because you know
grown to decide for yourself.
Thank you. So he doesn't condemn it. And at the inside, they don't tell me not to do it, but he just give me a reason why I should not get it done at that particular moment. So there's no. You have to close to your kids. It's very, very important, so that they will be able to tell you anything that happened in this life. But I used to tell people, no matter how parents train their children, once they are 18 years old, they leave those training. They have to have their own mind, self-train, mind of themselves. But at the same time, we used to look at it in a way that, okay, if a child of 18 years can take his own decision, there's no how. The reflex of your parent will still be showing in your decision making.
Because there's a foundation.
There's a foundation already. Do you know there's a lot of things that I cannot even do alone now that I'm staying with that married But if I see my dad now, I say, daddy, let's go and do something like this, because it makes me to have that privilege and being free. Sometimes I have to ask me, daddy was around and you were doing that, and now that is not around again. I say, I can't just do it. That's just the leverage that is there. So parents need to make sure that their kids is being kind of accountable to them in whether you are old or you are still young.
But in Nigeria,
what I'm trying to say is that, for example, a kid that brought a GLE to the house, and they are celebrating, hey, my son, don't come, all this. Fine, it's good. Call your kids. Kids, what's up now? What's going on? I'm your parent. Tell me. Let me direct you in a good path. If it's a bad way, tell me. Let me direct you in a good path. If possible, the kids will open up. Daddy, now one or two I do together to achieve this thing.
I press something.
Then from there, do you think this thing is actually a good thing? Because number one, you have the moment now. In the next 1 month or 2 months, you might not have that moment anymore. What will make you not to have that moment anymore is this. What if this thing happened to you? This is the consequence. What if this thing happened to you? This is the consequence. You'll just be gone for life. And now, when you are gone for life, let's say you are even lucky, you come back to the society. Where do you want to start from? Let them understand all those things. If those things let's say they put 100 people together and you are talking this thing to them, there's no in this life that 10 people will not listen to you.
I remember those days when we were growing up. If you wear slippers from outside, that is not your own.
Yes, no.
The beating you will receive.
You cannot even wear it to my own house.
Or you take maybe a biro. My mother was a teacher. He knew that this biro didn't originate from her.
Return it.
Oh no, you don't just return it. So these ears will be,
and that's where I'm coming from. What we are talking about is we are talking about parents who are not disadvantaged. When I mean disadvantaged, some parents are disadvantaged in many areas.
Of course, 100%.
One, the parents themselves are criminals.
Yes.
So what is the hope of this child? Even your father is a criminal. You have a criminal parent who, who themselves are even looking for where to steal.
Okay.
That's one of this one.
Even some parents will tell you get it done.
Yes.
Even their own influence in you. Say, let's say you want to do. Yes.
Another disadvantage you can come about, even though it's not going to be a reason, some are in abject poverty that they can't see. Some parents are so much in abject poverty. There are some parents that are calling their daughter in school that I'm sick now, I have nowhere to.
There's no food at all.
You need to. You're married now, so you can't go backward. Maybe if you're younger, I would have asked you to go and try to date certain girls. You realize a 100, 200 level student is the one taking care of her parents at home,
and the younger ones.
And the younger ones.
Yes.
That's she's so much under pressure.
Yeah.
You understand? And the mother. In some cases they are widows, some are not, very abject poverty that they can't even recognize good money from bad money or whatever.
Yes.
How do we save the youth from those backgrounds?
Okay. I used to say in my own world that my responsibility is my responsibility. Things that doesn't concern me, right?
Right.
And at the same time, we are not meant to be looking at our parents suffering, right?
That's right.
Now let's put it this way. A parent that has been there for you, getting things done for you. If you need help, you want to help, right? There are some things you can do in schools. When I was in school, I used to do it, like assignments. Yeah. I used to do assignments for people, collect their own money.
That's right.
Sometimes, when I was in school, I started doing 400 level projects, just for them to give me money. I would go to their house, go and wash clothes. And that time, I'm dating my wife now. And my wife will be crying and say, when do you want to? Because it baffles her, like, how? You are going to your mate's house to do all these things. So she'll be encouraging me, baby, do work. Walk. There's no. Let me learn. There's no shame in working. Yeah. The only shame that we have in the environment now is for you to handcuff you and jail you.
That's right. And if it's not unjustly done.
And now look at it in a way that if you are doing it right way, people are looking at you, and that's where your helper will come. And that's why I used to tell people, hey, I want to go to church, go and use 7 days, go and pray. No, do what is. They say give what belongs to Caesar.
If you are diligent in your work, she chooses to do that.
When you are growing up, sir, you don't suffer.
She chooses.
Wait, your own is 30-40. My own is from when I done the crop. I'm telling you.
No. And it's true. You see, I started learning how to pound yam. That's why today I'm a very good chef. I'm better than you.
Which means you will cook for us before we leave.
So let's get back to the these issues of celebrity once more.
Okay.
So do you think people that are known in the society should take up the mantle of maybe doing programs, running programs to educate the youth on how long it actually takes to succeed that, like you have said, rather than just flung up their wealth?
Look at this very well. Look at this man, Ibrahim Shatta. I don't know if you know him. He used to act Yoruba movie. He said he doesn't go to school. But look at the progress of that man. You can actually just see the progress by yourself, the way he's moving. But now, for example, someone that just wake up yesterday and you get something done in the society, things that people are even looking at, you say, how come? Nobody, last week you come, how come you get this thing done? Without showing the process. So what I think the celebrity is supposed to do is, they should inculcate that, if I'm putting anything in the society, the progress has to be there. So that you will not send a negative narrative to the audience. There are some people I look up to like, this person is getting this done, so I want to do it.
But some of these celebrities, why not singling them out? Are also successful in a very, very short time, truthfully. Based on the kind of job they did. We have children celebrities who can claim they have been working for 30 years, when in fact they are just 15 years old.
So let's look at this. Let's look at this way. What did they do differently that you have been there for 20 years, you are not doing differently?
Yes.
The progress I'm talking about is, for example, I can come tomorrow, by tomorrow I can be a billionaire. What did I put in places? What am I doing differently? What's my passion of that thing I'm doing? For example, let me say I know how to act very well in any role. But your own role, the only role you can act is old person.
Yes.
I'll be richer than you.
Certainly.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you have to work in anything you are doing, you have to work with yourself, work on yourself. Create more skills in yourself so that at least if they call someone like this, you fit in that role. If they call someone like this, you fit in that role. For example, look at Ashake. Let's mention that guy's name. That guy knows how to act. Have you watched his film?
Yeah.
He acts. That guy can do anything in this life.
Which Ashake?
Ashake cannot.
Lonely Adito.
I'm telling you. So now, for example, someone will now wake up tomorrow and say, I've been doing this thing for years now, and I'm not out there. But this guy just came 3 years ago. Now he's there. Do you have the skills he has?
So if you have rooms, let's just say we have youth who are so desperate to blow.
Yeah.
They are all gathered in this place now. And you want to tell them to balance wealth and risk. How are you going to talk to them?
I used to say something like, real wealth is built by time. You have to give it time. You have to give it time. And at the same time, you can be a risk taker as well. What I mean by risk taker is this. Everything about life is actually being risk, right? So what I used to tell people is, even if you have 200K, 300K, there are some things you can do that will make a difference in you. Why I say that is this. For example, let's say I have like 15 million and I look into it and I say, I have 15 million, what I want to do is now I just want to go and buy a car. And at the same time, I thought like, okay, this 15 million, what if I use it to do this business? This business will bring the money
for car
I will use to buy that car. Do you see the difference?
That's right.
Meanwhile, some youths will use that money to buy the car. So now if that car is not having problem, mechanic, park it there, nothing is going on.
But our youth of these days, they actually have problem with delayed gratification, what we call delayed gratification, which I agree with you, education helps to bring that.
Yeah.
Okay. Our youth today have problem with delayed gratification. There was somebody I was discussing with who think a businesswoman who has 30 million or 20 million should actually have a very, very good car. And you realize that 30 million is a very small money for any business. So because most of our youth are not able to delay gratification. Maybe use both because you are not always moving. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Invest that your 30 million in your business. Use both to go to wherever you want to go.
I don't buy the idea.
So how do you spend this 30 million? So that let's be very practical. Do you use 15 million to buy Corolla and invest 15 million?
Let me tell you what I will do. That's why we have scale of preference in economics. Put your scale of preference down.
Because both can also, it depends on the kind of business.
Of course, if you take your money, of course. Look at your scale of preference. Okay, you have 30 million.
Yeah.
Put your scale of preference down. What are the things that's very necessary? Number one.
Yeah.
Which one that follow?
Opportunity cost.
Which one that follow?
Yeah.
Once you can do your scale of preference very well, your 30 million, people will be thinking you have 1 billion in your account.
Because it can serve both car and
It
everything.
will.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you just need something that will take you from one jurisdiction to another place.
Yes.
It don't mean that because my friend is using GLE 360 or 3LE whatever, I mean I go and buy that car. No, you can buy a small car of 5 million.
Okay, so what if truthfully all his friends are using I'm trying to be practical to our youth who are viewing. So that because they are faced with this.
Yeah, okay.
They are faced with this. A lot of them can, we're even saying 30 million. Some of them can just have 5 million.
Okay.
They can have 10 million, but we're just being practical.
Okay.
What if all his friends has Camry and you want him to go and use Toyota Tercel? Which might
Should be coming to their midst.
Yes. So, they still face this.
Okay. Number one,
pressure.
you have to challenge what you call inferiority complex. What you can challenge inferiority complex, then you get anything done. Why I say inferiority complex is this? Because your friends have something doesn't mean you have it.
That's right.
Do you understand? And at the same time, I used to tell people, surround yourself with people that will motivate you. Your peer group, the last time we spoke, your peer group, believe me, determine the way you grow in life.
Very important.
100%. They are the one that will tell you, hey, this thing is bad. Oh, this thing is done wrong. Oh, we can get this thing done. Imagine you have a 30 million, you tell your friend that, I have a 30 million. What do you think I should do? Your friend's supposed to advise you, hey, don't buy a car.
But you see, let me be clear. You see, most of our youth has what we call soft life mentality.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, if some of them have tuned into this program, half of them would have classified this as a sufferhead teaching. They want soft life. A young girl, a small girl,
wants to use the iPhone 17 Pro Max.
She wants to be taken care of, and she's not a grandmother. This girl has not worked. She has not known life. She says she's looking for her to be catered. Somebody could send a message to go and buy something for you.
How to be pampered.
She's looking. She wants to be taken care of.
A baby gets life.
A baby gets life, soft life.
Yes.
Do you understand? And this soft life will be paid by a boy who believes in soft money. So you see, there is a cage. There is a cage, and it's not as easy. You are going to find 1 out of 100 that is able to say, I advocate for that, stand on my own. But you're going to find just one. How do we expand the net so that more youth will realize that soft life is preceded by hard fight. It doesn't just fall.
Do you know, okay, thanks for that question. The other day I was talking to my wife. I told my wife, at the age of 45, I don't want to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
That's the soft life. It means I've used my 20s, my 30s to put some things in place that will make it to have that soft life.
Yes.
If you have, ask that girl, if you have that soft life now, check the way they end.
But they say no.
No. The question is this: there's no how you can't open people's brain and put talk inside this way. This is how this thing works. So, but I used to pray something to say at the end. I don't pray that it will not get too late before you realize yourself. Because that's why you can see a lot of girls now being single. Imagine I have maybe I'm doing something bad now. I have maybe 24 billion naira. And I have you as a girl. We are just spending. When that money finish, man, you will go like this. I will go like this.
Yeah.
Everybody go to their way.
What was my achievement?
They don't even think. We also need to have a way. How do we get these people to know that there is no way of sustaining this soft life without work? You just mentioned of finishing.
Yeah.
They'll just say this person has hammered. They think in lottery. They just say he has hammered. They say he don't make them. So as some of our people query you that you have made it, you shouldn't be doing anything anymore. so this exhaustion of this mentality of abundance from nothing is becoming cultural. Because I talk to these youth all the time. You realize they keep telling you, oh, what you are telling me is you are teaching me how to suffer. They think tenacity, hard work is suffering.
See,
how do we remove it from their mentality?
In life, they say there's no pain, no gain.
No gain.
There's no how. There's nothing like soft. Nothing is soft. You have to get your ass whooped before you can achieve some things. But if you come in, there are some people that
I'm very, very happy that a youth is saying this, because I thought maybe your ass was a generational shift.
What people don't understand is this, sir. What they don't understand is this: when you get it as quick as possible,
to also disappear as quick as possible.
You don't have, okay, for example, let me say I give you 200 million. You won't spend it anyhow.
No.
Because you know the progress.
That's right.
But if you give someone that just finished secondary school 200 million,
noise everywhere.
And you, boom, the money is finished. Which means he doesn't have any progress. So the money just comes. No progress. But someone that have a progress, If you give that person money, even come next year, you see that you have tripled that money already. So there's no how. If you are looking for something being fast, believe me, it won't last. It does 100%. Everybody knows that. It can never last.
Okay, I want to try and weigh in, if you allow me, on the government factor.
Okay.
There's a lot of the government has to do.
Absolutely.
We recognize that there's a lot of things the youths and the family have to do. We've discussed that. But let's try and talk to government.
Okay.
What they can do.
Okay.
Structures they can put in place.
Okay.
To enhance, because they are the society themselves. They're the one that makes
the custodian of society.
Yes. What do you think the government should
do? Number one thing I used to tell people is we don't need to even put everything on government. You know why? There are some primary needs that government needs to put there. 100%, we are sure of that. There are some primary needs government needs to put there. But the question is this: do you know that if you and I, in what we are doing, and everybody is emulating that, I want us to see government as, okay, let's say we are in bush now. We now see tiger and lion in front of us. Because those people will not hear. That's just the facts.
Yes.
No matter how you talk, those will not hear. So let's look for the way we can actually have a solution to this problem we are having. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Let's say we are in the bush, three of us. We now see tiger, lion, and all these big animals that want to kill us. That's the way we're supposed to see ourselves. Then how can we now survive those things? Do you understand? Now, election is coming.
That's one side.
No, that's one side. Election is coming. That's the cutlass you can use to fight those animals you are seeing in front of you. Which is what?
Your voters
card. Don't let them come and tell you, so you have to take this granite and sow your election for 4 years again and suffer. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So now, let's look for someone that is very competent. Like, okay, this person. Anyway, we don't even know anybody that is competent. All of them are just full of diplomacy. But if you kind of smart enough, you will know that, okay, this person is supposed to do the right thing in the society. That's the only thing we have. That's the cutlass we use to fight those lions we are seeing in front of us. Another thing is this. Look at some kind of parastatal in government parastatal. I used to tell people, what makes the government is the people. These people are not even up to 1,000. Right? So what makes the government is the people. Now, go to any ministry now. The way they will attend to you, you even raise yourself. Is it the government that is there? It's not our people that is there.
Is the truth.
So what am I not saying?
Even these police officers.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Even the police officers we are talking, they are our father, they are our mothers. Do you understand? So what makes the government is the people.
Okay, so let's look at a little bit.
But do you
I understand.
Okay.
Let's look at a little bit of other policies that the government can
put in place. Yeah.
Let's say a graduate level. Let's peg it out averagely.
Okay.
After graduation, NYSC at 23, 24, max 25. Okay. If a youth like you that is going into entrepreneurship, can they make things like give a rebate, tax rebate to this company that is young? 10 years, or can they say the developmental banks that we have, let's understudy what this man is doing?
I think those things.
All those kind of policies.
I think those things are there, but they are doing it for themselves. I think those things are there on paper, but they are doing it for themselves.
But the tax rebate is not there.
But what I will try to say is this: I think what government needs to do or needs to be that needs to be done in society is we have. Why do you have university? We have polytechnic. Why can't you scrap one for technical school?
That's the polytechnic.
That's what I'm saying. But it's technically technical as well. Look at, for example, look at a country in the Asia part. What they do there is technical. Purely. They are not even going to any theory. So why can't government just be like, you know what, all the polytechnic, anything, even if you want to be a painter, go to that technical school so that you know what, because there's a more to this space we are saying. So you know exactly, once you are coming out, you know what you are doing. And once you are coming out, there's no how you are creating a job. You don't want to work out under anybody. And that's why I used to mention, that's why I mentioned earlier that everything is not about the government. But government needs to put those primary needs there so that people can follow.
But those technical schools, most of the time, the people you are assuming, for example, the artisans that we have, they can't pay through the school. How can government do it so that they can... free education.
You know, Nigeria, they used to call something free education. It's not free. But because they've already diplomatized our brain that it's free, so nobody can talk, even if they are not giving us free. Do you understand? And also, our finance sector, banks and the like, supposed to have a kind of giving loan to young people. to actually achieve some things in the society. For example, let me say I finished school now, I didn't even have 1 naira. Where did I want to start from? I didn't even have money. So that's why I mentioned that the government needs to put some primary needs there that will make things easy for the people that is coming out from school.
Okay, Shay, we can talk on this topic for
1 million years.
For 1 million years. But let's just say you want to summarize your message to the Nigerian youth, and probably you have a one-line message for the Nigerian youth, you know, weighing about success and wealth and the dangers of a quick route, get-rich-quick syndrome. You know, what would that message be?
I just say something like, if you chase value, wealth will chase you.
Wow.
Excellent.
That was it.
Excellent.
Value.
Chase value.
Wealth will chase you.
I think with that will be coming and chase value so that wealth will chase you.
And that's why we're here.
So I think that's why we'll be combinating this. Chase value.
So
and
wealth
will chase you.
Yeah.
Chase value and wealth will chase you. With that, we have come to the end of this section of Development Corridor. And thank you for being with us, since I hope you join us next time. Until then, bye.